historically, it's how cities like Chicago are planned for. Part of our conversations as a staff in making the connection between environmental justice and particularly violence, we house Cook County Jail in Little Village, so the intersection between the school to prison pipeline and environmental justice is very clear, particularly as we fought for a park. We heard a lot of stories about folks coming here because of NAFTA, because of how NAFTA particularly impacted the economy in Mexico. And given that the United States was one of the chief engineers of NAFTA, we then implement it, but then don't want to take responsibility or accountability for what that causes other economies to have happen, and then act like when immigrants come here because they're poor and don't have any recourse because of our country, then we want to act like we don't want to let them in. Right? So the park was created in a manner that was designed to replicate parks in Mexico. Right? It was created in a manner that allowed for street vendors to have space in the park. It was designed in a manner that allowed for there to be skating, because we recognize that in Little Village, skating is a huge subculture that keeps young people away from violence and a gang lifestyle. The park district, when they built the park, they gave us all soccer fields in the park. That's all they gave us in the original design of LVEJO Park, was there was 15 soccer fields in the park. And we were like, okay, we get the assumption that you think we all play soccer. Got it, hear it. However, let's be clear. We've got basketball, we've got volleyball, we've got baseball, we've got softball. Could you think about putting some of those things in the park too? The fact that in our neighborhoods, a lot of our folks have been formerly incarcerated, right? And that's cultural, like that. People don't think of that as a cultural component, but to a certain extent, we house the goddamn largest Cook County jail, right? So at some point, we have to expand the conversation around yes, let's have beautiful murals in the neighborhood. Yes, let's have great art projects in the neighborhood. Yeah. Aside from that, right, how else are you thinking about our culture? Latinos care about the environment more than any race in the United States. It has been polled and polled again and polled again. Latinos care more about the environment than any other population in the United States. We'll put money and time towards fighting for the environment, but are the least consulted when it comes to shit on the environment, right? We deserve, just like anybody else, the right to clean air, clean land, and clean water. And just because we're poor, just because we don't speak English, just because we come from another country, does not mean that we deserve anything less. We did not fight for 20 years to clean up our neighborhood, to have somebody else come in and enjoy the fruits of our labor. And I'll be damned if I will go down and allow that to happen in my neighborhood.